Hello, my name is Alyssa Thompson, and today I'll be discussing childhood obesity among minorities. During my research, I found that obesity impacts some ethnicities more than others. For instance, in Hispanics, 47%, and among non-Hispanic Blacks, 46%. Now, Hispanics and non-Hispanic Blacks had the highest age-adjusted prevalence of obesity, while non-Hispanics had roughly 38%, followed by non-Hispanic Asians with a low of nearly 13%. I have found that it's also the case in terms of childhood obesity, where Hispanics and non-Hispanic Blacks have the highest rates of childhood obesity compared to any other ethnicity. For my target population, I included school-aged children in the state of Mississippi, with their ages ranging from 2 years old to 19 years old. In this population, there are children who come from both high and low socioeconomic environments. These children each have different backgrounds and ethnicities, which provides unique data in terms of childhood obesity. The health problem that I chose to focus on is childhood obesity. A statistic that I found from the text was from 1976 until 2008, obesity prevalence increased from 5% to 17% among children and adolescents. And now, out of all 50 states, Mississippi has the highest rates of childhood obesity. Not only does childhood obesity affect Mississippi, but a large proportion of children throughout the United States are now suffering from childhood obesity, and due to their weight, they will experience illnesses earlier in life that are more common for older adults. There are plenty of behaviors that tend to have a cause and effect relationship with childhood obesity. Now, these behaviors include eating high-calorie, low-nutrient foods and beverages, as well as not getting enough physical activity, sedentary activities such as watching TV or other screen devices, medication use, and sleep routines. As well as behaviors, there are a few factors that influence childhood obesity. These factors can include socioeconomic factors, family history, family oversight, and psychological factors. Now, socioeconomic factors can greatly influence the development of a child. In a low socioeconomic environment, there are fewer resources like recreational programs and parks, as well as a lack of access to full grocery stores. Now, as in a high socioeconomic environment, more children have access to full-service grocery stores as well as parks and recreational programs. The rates of childhood obesity are much higher in lower socioeconomic environments. And now, as with any disease, if you have a family history of disease, that puts you at a greater risk of developing that disease in the future. These factors and behaviors impact this specific population because there are higher rates of adults with obesity, as well as higher rates of living in a lower socioeconomic environment. As for my theory, I chose to use the social cognitive theory because of my target population. Because my target population falls between the ages of 2 years old to 19 years old, they can be easily influenced by observational learning and by the actions of others around them. Also, children can take the information that they've learned themselves and they can teach their friends or family members. In terms of my intervention, I am going to incorporate 4 constructs from the social cognitive theory. I will include self-efficacy, self-control, reinforcements, and behavioral capability. I would start off by using the construct self-efficacy. I would create a healthy eating class to teach these children how they can eat healthy. By creating a class to specifically teach them how to eat healthy, as well as identify appropriate food portions, they'll be confident in their abilities to identify healthy foods such as fruits and vegetables. Now, by being introduced to healthy fruits and vegetables, this could easily deter the children from choosing unhealthy snacks that are high in saturated fats and sugars. By teaching these children appropriate portion sizes, they will be able to identify how much they should eat on a day-to-day basis. Now for self-control and reinforcements, I chose to incorporate them together because I think they will produce more results, especially with children. Now, in terms of self-control, I would create a food journal that the children can log their daily meals, snacks, and beverages that they have consumed. The food journal would be a beneficial way for children to monitor their food intake and regulate how much and when they are eating. Now, as for reinforcements, I would incorporate the food journal, and at the end of the week, if the children have logged all their meals, snacks, and beverages, they will get a reward of their choosing. Finally, the last construct I would implement is behavioral capability. I would create a cooking class in which this further improves the children's knowledge of healthy eating. This teaches them how to incorporate healthy foods into meals. Not only will this be beneficial to the child, but also their families. By implementing behavioral capability, this gives the child a deeper understanding as well as the skills needed to cook healthy meals. My expected outcomes from this program is that with time, childhood obesity among minorities will begin to decrease and will continue to decrease over time. I think that these programs can be especially beneficial to minorities and children who come from lower socioeconomic environments, because this is providing an environment where they can learn how to identify healthy portion sizes, healthy fruits and vegetables, as well as learn how to cook. These children usually do not have access to full-service grocery stores in which they may not have fruits and vegetables, but by teaching them about healthy eating and fruits and vegetables, this provides them with the knowledge that they need in order to live a healthy life. By teaching these children how to effectively log and monitor the foods, snacks, and beverages that they consume, they will also help reduce childhood obesity with time. My projected outcomes from this program will not only be effective in reducing childhood obesity, but adult obesity as well. The behaviors that these children implement now regarding healthy eating can be used throughout their lifetime and their children's lifetimes as well. The information that these children learn regarding becoming healthier can help their families as well. Majority of the time, if you have a child who is suffering from childhood obesity, they will have parents, guardians, or family members who are also suffering from obesity. Now, starting with school-age children, with intervention, we will eventually be able to eliminate childhood obesity. In conclusion, minorities have higher rates of childhood obesity, specifically Hispanic and non-Hispanic blacks. Socioeconomic environment plays a large role in childhood obesity. The lower socioeconomic environment, higher rates of childhood obesity can be found. These are some references that I've used for my paper as well as my presentation. I pulled some sources from the CDC, all the way ranging to our textbook, as well as specific state facts, such as from the Mississippi State Department of Health.